Once again, to discuss these down-ballot contests, Kristin Tate, columnist for TheHill.com and a Fox News political analyst and a former 2008 Clinton campaign advisor. We have Jamu Green. Ladies, welcome once again.
Thank you.
All right, well, this is it. I'll give you the broad question first. To you first, Kristin. Who is going to win and why?
Oh, you know, it's such a close race. You just cannot call it right now. If Trump wants to win, he's got to hold on to Florida and North Carolina, and then he's got to turn either Pennsylvania, Michigan, maybe even Minnesota, these traditionally blue states that he's doing very well in.
So it's tougher for him to win. He has like one
clear path to victory. It's an uphill battle for him. However, the polls all show the momentum is with Trump. So it's doable, and it's dangerous for Democrats to just assume that Hillary has this in the bag. I think her biggest demobilizer in her base is a lack of enthusiasm and a lack of trust. I mean, 60% of voters do not trust her. They think she engaged in pay-to-play politics as Secretary of State. So we'll see what happens.
That's a big factor. You're right on the mark, because there is obviously less enthusiasm for Hillary Clinton than there is for Donald Trump. And there is a concern about trust for both candidates, but more so for Hillary Clinton. Jamu, on the other hand, you're certain Hillary Clinton wins tonight. Why?
Look, Hillary has the easier path to 270, and as we've seen in this last couple of days, Donald Trump is running all over the country in a really frenetic way because he has to be perfect. He has to run the board, and I don't know, we've all been watching him for the past year and a half. It's kind of hard for Donald Trump to be perfect.
Does she deserve this win?
I certainly think that the person who has the experience, who has the temperament, who has actually put policies on the table and not just attacks, certainly is Hillary Clinton. Even in looking at how these two candidates have closed the race, she talked about bringing the country together, healing what has been this massive divide. And he, in these last few days, has just been still on the attack, dealing in conspiracy theories, talking about Tom Brady voting for him, and he didn't even vote yet. I mean, so it's more of the same attacks, more of the same lies. And I think the most positive candidate, that's who ends up winning. So, yes, I think Hillary has a really good shot, but I also know her campaign, which has run a really disciplined campaign, that they are not taking any vote for granted. There's a natural tightening that always happens. They knew this was going to happen, and it comes down to who has the ground operation, who prepared to turn out their voters.
Well, if you want to talk about honesty, I mean, look at Hillary Clinton. She's probably the least honest candidate to ever run for president. This woman has been under investigation by the FBI. The FBI is still investigating the Clinton Foundation for pay-to-play politics, which no one's talking about today.
The Clinton Foundation and the emails. I want to talk about the Senate race right now and the House races, but keeping it with the Senate, the Democrats can get the magic number of 5 wins in these races to take control. That would be a big deal for them. Donald Trump has hurt some of the Republicans on these tickets in some states, namely New Hampshire, right? You have Kelly Ayotte. First she supported Donald Trump, then she had to walk that back. She's very popular in New Hampshire, as is Governor Maggie Hassan. That's just one of about 9 close races that we're watching that can swing Democratic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from New Hampshire, and I can tell you the top half of that state is Trump country. They love Trump. Bottom half of the state is a little bit more similar to Massachusetts. The Republicans in that part of the state may not be as likely to support Trump, so it puts Kelly Ayotte in a very difficult position. Because if she comes out in support of Trump, she wins that top half of the state. If she doesn't support Trump, she may lose that part of the state. And we're seeing similar, situations in other states where, the conservatives in those states don't necessarily like Trump. It's a fine line for these candidates to walk.
Jamu, your thoughts? Because 2 years ago, they got it back for the first time. The Republicans got it back for the first time since 2007. We're talking over 400 races, key states as well. What do you think?
Look, I think Donald Trump has been a real drag on down-ballot candidates, and one of the best things about these last few days with the surrogates that Hillary Clinton has been able to tap, President Obama, Michelle Obama, others, is that they have really been hitting the down-ballot races really strongly. And I think certainly President Obama made a very strong case for Hillary Clinton and why people are aspiring to vote for her, not just vote against Donald Trump. Actually, the Washington Post has a poll that shows that Donald Trump is the candidate since 1980 who has the least amount of support of people who are actually voting for him. So there is enthusiasm for Hillary. And the fact that there are 15 sitting Republican senators who are not voting for their party nominee, this is dangerous territory for them.
President Obama last night when he was campaigning for Hillary Clinton, and this has been, we have never seen a president campaign so hard for a candidate, ever. But he was touting Hillary as the change candidate. But so many voters see it the other way. Donald Trump's the one who's going to get into office and rip everything up. To me and to many voters, Donald Trump's the change candidate.
And strain the swamp.
Absolutely.
And strain the swamp.
Yeah, I mean, the reason that President Obama saw record turnout among certain demographics, like millennials and the black vote in 2008 and 2012, was because he was seen as this authentic candidate for hope and change. Hillary Clinton represents the opposite of that. People see her as an entrenched bureaucrat who just represents more of the same. I mean, just look at millennials alone. Millennials arguably put President Obama over the top in 2012. They turned out in record numbers. These folks are not excited about Hillary. They see her as entrenched, as dishonest. Basically the opposite of everything Obama was.
Jamu, earlier when Kristin was talking, you were interjecting with more attacks, more attacks, more attacks, you kept saying. I mean, do you not believe that the Clinton Foundation may have some pay to play? Do you not believe that maybe there are some reasons why people don't trust Hillary Clinton? Do you have her on a pedestal?
No. I mean, look, Hillary Clinton is the first.
Politics.
She's the first person to say that she has work to do to rebuild trust with voters. I know firsthand the work of the Clinton Foundation. I've traveled to many countries that the Clinton Foundation has had a dramatic impact on. There's only one candidate in this race whose foundation has actually been fined. There's only one candidate in this race whose foundation has not done anything for charity, and that's Donald Trump. But when you look at who would be the change candidate, the markets themselves are terrified of Donald Trump.
We are seeing the reaction in the markets over the last 24 hours now.
Let's get this clear. For 238 years, there has never been a woman in the White House. That is massive change on a massive level.
All right. Well, we have to go. Thank you both. It is an exciting time and historic day today. Everybody get out and vote. Our special thanks to Jamu Green and Kristin Tate for an exciting discussion. And